Good evening, fellow Simmers. As usual, my name is Kat, and you're watching a new Let's Build, or in this case, Let's Decorate. It's actually my collab with LaceyLovesSims, and she is wonderful. She has some great Let's Plays, some great builds, especially great builds. They're wonderful. She was actually the one who did the Mandarin key that I decorated previously, and that was, I guess, sort of like a little test. So just to make sure that I could kind of, decorate and stuff. And yeah, so this is my part of it. You should definitely check out Lacey's, which of course is linked below. You can see her channel linked below and the video. So Lacey did just a great job with this house. It is a beautiful, what I would call maybe a suburban or more traditional home, which, is not usually my forte or my cup of tea, but honestly I really wanted to try some more traditional and some more not so contemporary, because that's kind of what I stick to, and it doesn't really broaden my horizons at all, which I don't like. I like kind of mixing things up. But so I'm really glad for this chance to work with Lacey, and I really hope she likes this too, because no one's seen this yet. And I put a lot of time into it. Like, I spent almost all of Saturday working on this. It was probably about 4.5 hours, 5 hours by the time I was done, because it is a huge house. It is the biggest house I've decorated so far in The Sims 4, and I loved like every minute of it. Like, it was super fun. I ended up losing some views though about 2 hours in, so I took a break and I spent a few hours cleaning, and then I came back to it and I finished, and I'm really glad I did, because while I was cleaning I kind of thought about what I wanted to do, and I came up with some ideas for the bedrooms upstairs, because I really wanted to do the downstairs, and then I was like, oh crap, what do I do for the upstairs? I don't know how I want to even do these rooms yet. So I figured it out. I wanted to go, a bit between traditional and a bit suburban, and at the same time I didn't want it to be super formal and super old school. So I think it's just kind of a home that any family could live in, really. It's definitely a big house and could fit a lot of people. I think it ended up being 4 bedrooms. I used one bedroom that I kind of went with a little story. We have a rebellious teenage girl, and we have the just like the perfect child boy who's into science and stuff, and then we have the twins, who, I don't know, they probably are not super fond of, but anyway. Yeah, and then of course we have the master bedroom, master bath. So I'm working on the dining room now. I actually love how the kitchen turned out. I've really been wanting to do a traditional white kitchen for a while, and I do go back and fix that tile on the floor. Don't you worry about that. I know it's awful right now, but I went back and fixed it. I just could not remember what the key was to change up the floor tile and make it like the triangle shape. So I ended up Googling it and found out, and it's fixed later, so don't you worry. And I know there's that awkward little niche over there, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to widen it with the little extra space you have there, but I decided not to. And, I just kind of left it alone, and I think it turned out fine. But I wanted to at least leave the little niche just so I could put another plant in there. And this is a very formal dining room, but I didn't put a casual dining room or casual, like, eating area except for the bar. But I definitely think there's space for it. I just didn't put it because I didn't want the place to get really cluttered, but I think this is probably a very playable house, especially for a big family, and it has a really good sized living room, tons of seating. Originally, I made the living room, or I was gonna make the living room more formal, more old school, more traditional, but then I was like, I feel like we're getting a little too old school, and I wanted to kind of freshen it up and make it a little more contemporary. So I did use some formal couches, some formal seating, but then I used some more modern More modern end tables, except for that one, not that one. More modern side tables, I guess. Those, the one below the TV and behind the couch, and then of course the one in the middle of the couches. And then I don't remember what rug I used, but I think it was not too old school, so it turned out well too. But anyway, I like this living room. I like how it turned out and the colors. And actually, originally when I put in all these wallpapers, they weren't the final wallpapers. I just kind of decided that they were going to be when I went through, and then I didn't change many of the wall colors actually, and I just randomly put those in there just because I wanted to have something on the wall while I was going through and deciding what to make all the rooms. So yeah, that beigey color. Okay, my cat's all up in my business and she really wants to be part of the video apparently. She's actually up on my chest sniffing the microphone, so I'm sorry if that's really annoying, but she is very attention-y today, so. And mommy's been at work all day, so she wants some cuddles. But anywho's it. I guess the rug I did put in there was a little more formal, but I guess it kind of tied together with the tables were a little more contemporary. And then I have this little reading niche here, which is a little more modern with the modern bookshelf that is kind of for kids, but at the same time, it's very, very similar to one we had in The Sims 3. So I really don't find it very childish. I really don't. The colors may be a little more childish, but I kind of worked with it and I put some green there because I had some green accents as well in the living room. So I just kind of tied that all together. Now I'm working on just the little downstairs bathroom. It's just like a little niche bathroom, a little half bath. There's no shower or anything, but they're actually the only full bathroom on the downstairs floor is the master bath. But honestly, like, you don't need a full bath in the bottom floor of your house. Like, most guests aren't going to be showering in your house, and if they are, they can probably use the upstairs bathroom, though I did realize the upstairs bathroom is just kind of linked through two people's rooms as well, so the twins would actually have to go through that room to get to the bathroom, but we'll get to that later. So very simple white downstairs little niche bathroom and a nice old school, I would say, very old school study. That's the word I'm looking for. Very old school study. And I kind of combined those two older looking bookshelves to make a big one. And it looks all right. It doesn't look the best, honestly, but I didn't like any of the other ones for this room. I think it kind of works though. It kind of looks like there's like one middle shelf and then two side shelves. And I put, and Anna's in the microphone again. And you'll notice around here I put a lot of easels around because I feel like they're a very artistic family. They're very into like success but like art and, you know, kids doing their best and having all these skills and stuff. And you'll see that more as we go through the upstairs when I do the kids' rooms, but I don't know, I feel like the parents probably put a lot of pressure on the kids, like that's kind of what I was going for, and that's why the teenage daughter is rebelling, and that's why the older teenage boy too is also, you know, the perfect child, or at least that's what like the teenage daughter sees. And so a very simple study, and moving on to the garage, which actually you'll see in the final there are two garages, which is really cool actually. They're not even together, they're actually separate, and I think that turns out really well, honestly. It has rooms for two cars, and then in this one you have a lot of space just to have some storage, and you know, in garages usually they have workbenches and what else do they have? Like a lot of storage, and so I put some industrial storage in there, and in the other one I don't really put anything. So working on, like, I use this hallway, I guess, as kind of like a playroom, honestly. Like, really, I wasn't sure, because at first I was just gonna make it another seating area, but then there were so many doors that I was like, there's no really anywhere to put like a seating area and then like a TV or anything. So I ended up making it more of like a children's like playroom or study or like activities room, I guess. And we have another easel and we have that kids work table. And some posters, and we have a bookshelf, and I forgot to go back and put toys on that shelf, but it would be very easy to move objects, a bunch of toys up there. And then of course we have this desk for them to read, and we have some sports equipment, and I think I throw some paintings up. I probably should put some more posters or some more kids like objects, but I think it turned out okay. And I'm not sure why that dinosaur kept being purple, but it is white. It is. I double checked. It's white. And now on to the workout room. I have not done a home gym yet, so that's new. And I went for red and floor to ceiling not windows, mirrors, which I love actually. And I put, some towels over here, a little bit of storage, and I put a seating area, and then, it's pretty simple. Honestly, some photos on the wall, and I changed them up so they're different ones, but it's very simple. It was very quick to do. And okay, on to the master bedroom here. This is gonna take me a while. Honestly, I will go very back and forth. I will change my mind like 3 times. I'll start doing this weird shelf thing here, and I'll put the bed here, and then I'll do some shelving over the bed, and I'll change to this bed and that bed and this color and that color. It's gonna change a lot. I just want you to know right now, this is not what we're going with at all. This completely does not stay and is completely irrelevant. But I would like to revisit that shelving idea sometime. It looked kind of neat, but it just was not right for what I was going for. I was trying to go for too much white and green and yellow, and I don't know, I don't like it. It's too modern as well for such like a traditional household, or at least I find it pretty traditional, so I go way back and this completely changes. And it goes for more of like a boho theme in the end, but I don't know else how to explain it. Kind of a boho theme. And I actually really like how it turns out. I don't know if like I would decorate my room that way, but I also have very different tastes than a lot of the times that I decorate. And I do keep a seating area, but I end up putting a separation wall with kind of some old columns and stuff to kind of just, maybe they're renovating the house, but they haven't fully renovated yet, and so they're leaving kind of some old charm in there. And I like kind of what I did with the mirrors there behind the bed. It's kind of like a feature piece, I guess, along with a feature wall, actually, which actually ended up being really awesome to divide up the space. It ended up making the seating area much more like doable. Like maybe if you have like some friends over, or you're tired of like hanging out with the kids all day and you want to go sit down and watch some TV with your honey, like you can go do it. And then you still have all the typical things you need in a bedroom. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we put in here. The bathroom, the master bathroom, is probably my favorite room in the house next to the kitchen. I really like the kitchen, and I really liked the round island, but I absolutely adore the bathroom that I'm gonna do. It turns out being like a modern bathroom, but as I said, the family is maybe kind of renovating, and they still have some of those brick walls that they're using in there, and they have these like cool, I'm not sure what they'd be called, but they're like cool divider pieces almost, and they still have some like antique furniture. So I don't know, I feel like they're slowly renovating the house, like as most families are. Like I know my bedroom my old bedroom, I guess, in my parents' house is a little bit renovated, and it's like a much different than the rest of the house, which is still kind of old and stuff, but I like it. And I think we did the same with my brother's bedroom, but if you go through the rest of the house, it's pretty much the same as when they moved there like 20 years ago, but people don't get around to it. So the bathroom ends up being very modern, and I kind of feel like it's like the parents treat to themselves. It's like their spa getaway, which you'll see. And just finishing up this little seating area with some more modern furnishings from Get to Work, and then some more modern, what are they called? carpets. They're not carpets, rugs. They're rugs. More modern rugs. Because as I said, they're kind of dipping their toes in the modern world, but at the same time, they have a lot of classic furniture, and it's definitely a family household. Which actually, now that I think about it too, I'm not sure exactly what Lacey wanted to call this house. I just called it temporarily Suburban Home, so I'm sorry if it's not actually Suburban Home, Lacey. I could not remember what you called it, so I just ended up temporarily calling it Suburban Home, and I will definitely change it if that is not what you want to call it. So, working on the spa bathroom, and of course we have the spa tub, and doing this idea from Simmer Deb, who does the sort of rocks and the fountains in them, and indoors too, which I think looks spectacular. Like, I wish I could have put some modern windows in here, but you know, that's not keeping with the theme of the house. So I did want to stay with the theme of the house, and I end up moving these window mirrors up a bit. They're too close, so there we go. And I change up the walls a bit, and we have some of the like woodish stone, and then we have stone over by where the double showers are going to be. And I made sure to add some windows in there in the spa area for light, because it was so dark over there. And in the spa, you want it to be bright, and you want it to just be like so comfy. And I feel like you definitely have some candles over there, but I didn't want to bother putting a bunch of random candles around, except I put candles up there and they disappeared. And a lot of the stuff actually in this bathroom, the random move object stuff, a lot of it disappeared. So I'm sorry, you may have to put that back because it did not want to stay on. But anywho, I did the double showers, so you know, both Sims can get ready in the morning, and double sinks, and the big full-length mirror, of course. And I think we're almost done. I know I throw some bath mats down and some, you know, random stuff, the clutter that you always find in a bathroom, but I think it's pretty much done. Yeah, we're done. And this is when I went to take a break, because I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do now. Or I'm about to. I think I did a couple things up here first, but then I was like, oh god, I need to like just take a break. I can't do this anymore. I just hate sitting in front of my computer for too long. And here, now we're moving into the next part. So the first thing I worked on when I came back was I worked on the upstairs bathroom, which, as I said before, you can only actually access from the teenage bedrooms. So I think that's part of why the teenage daughter probably loathes the twins a bit. They're always trucking through her room to go to the bathroom and get ready in the morning, etc., etc. And I like the vanity. I like how it's 2 sinks and it's wide, and there's, you know, some storage. And I liked separating the toilet and the shower so your Sims can all get ready at the same time and not be constantly getting embarrassed running into each other, because I despise that. It's so annoying. Which is why I also separated the showers and stuff downstairs, so mom and dad can get ready at the same time while all the kids are getting ready at the same time upstairs. And now we're moving on to the little, not princess, the little goth princess maybe. The little goth princess's room here. I feel like she's definitely the rebellious one, and she has, you know, that kind of, I don't want to call it goth, but the dark classic look, and she definitely has some of the old classic furniture. Maybe it was given to them from their grandparents or something when they passed, and she's definitely the artist of the family, but I think part of her rebellion is that her parents don't like her being an artist and expressing herself as much as she does, because they think it's not as practical to, you know, with music and art and such, it's just not as practical for jobs in the future, and they just want the best for their little girl. But unfortunately, their little girl is an angsty teenager, and you can't just say that to teenagers, so She's definitely the rebellious one. And now that I think about it, this might be a good house actually for my new LP, but we'll see. And I feel like she still does art as much as she wants, but she just maybe she hides a little more. She puts it away in her closet so her parents don't see it as much, just because she doesn't really want to actually disappoint them. She still loves them and cares about them, and I want their closets. They have freaking huge walk-in closets. Like, you can fit a whole dresser in there. That's a huge closet. And I spend some time here just stacking boxes in the closet. Because if you guys are like a hoarder like me, you just have boxes and boxes of like random shit or like books or like old notes and such. And I just have a ton of that stuff. But the amount of shoe rack space she has, though, very unrealistic. She should definitely have more shoes. So adding her CDs and some random clutter. I think I added like quite a bit of clutter around the house because I wanted it to feel very lived in, you know, very real. And now moving on to the twins room. And so it's a very unisex twins room. It's a blue, like a light, almost turquoisey blue, but more like aqua. And then orange. So it's definitely very unisex. It could be twin boys, twin girls, or a twin boy and girl. So they're into science and dinosaurs and toys and everything kids are really into. And I just love that, like, mobile there, or it's not a mobile, but it's just like of the galaxy. It's just really cool and I like it. And I definitely tried to make this as like a juvenile kind of room. Like, you know, they're still kids. They haven't been as affected by their parents like overbearing qualities, and they're still very young and very cute, and they, you know, wear bright clothes and have a bright room and they love it. And yep, just working on their walk-in closet. I didn't, yeah, I threw some toys in there too because, you know, they're kids. They have toys everywhere. I honestly should have put toys in the hallways, on the stairs. I saw someone do that and I thought that was such a good idea. Toys on the stairs. That's so cute. And working on the last bedroom, and I think the last room in the house we have to actually work on. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting this close to being done actually. This has been a long video and a lot of talking for me, honestly, so I'm sorry if I sound a bit out of breath. I actually work at a call center, so this is kind of funny, but it's a different way that I guess I would talk at a call center, and not usually this much for like 30 minutes. This is the longest Let's Build I've had to talk for, and whoa, getting off track. So this is the teenage boy's room. He's the goody two-shoes. He does all his homework. It's so many awards, which I think is why the teenage girl, you know, maybe they don't get along well, because he's so, you know, such like overachiever and very into science. Like his dad, or his mom is a scientist. Yeah, his mom is a scientist and his dad's a doctor. So, you know, they're both very, you can imagine them being overbearing and just want their children to exceed as much as possible. So that was his room. And I actually thought I had finished, and then I realized, wow, I didn't put any outdoor furniture whatsoever. What am I doing? And so I had to go back and film this little part. So I just put some outdoor furniture, not much landscaping. Lacey pretty much did that. I'm not huge on the landscaping myself. I kind of suck at it. So please bear with me while I finish up this crappy little landscaping bit. And put a fire pit out there. I didn't really want to put a pool because it's like, it's a family home. Like, you could definitely put a pool out there if you wanted, but like, I feel like they're a well-off family and they definitely could, but at the same time, they're still a working family. They're not rich. They, you know, they have some stuff in the backyard. Maybe the mom likes to plant, and they have this sort of little, what's it called here? Just a little patio, you know, a little nice area for them to all hang out. And I think I changed this a little bit. Yes, I changed that, and I put a seating area. But yeah, I think we're wrapping it up here. I know I put some lighting around, and I do the outdoor lighting too, because there's no outdoor lighting on the house yet. So I use some more classical stuff and some outdoor lights, of course, under all the plants, because I love lighting up all the plants and seeing how they look at night. And I also went back and changed all those shitty lights, because originally I had all those crappy lights in there just to see what I was doing. And then I was like, oh god, I did not change those yet. So I went back and I changed all the lights. I lit up some of the furniture a bit, and just general took me like 10 minutes to go through and change all this lighting, because I was like, oh god, what did I do? So much lighting, so much crappy lighting. I left it in a few places, like the garage, because it makes sense to have bad lighting in a garage, but honestly, you don't really have bad lighting usually in your bedrooms. Usually that's where you have, I think, the best lighting, in your bedrooms and in the main areas. So, okay, we're going to the screenshots finally. Oh god, finally, this is almost over. Not that I want to leave you guys so soon, but I cannot talk for this long. I'm getting, rambly, and I'm not sure what to say anymore. I could throw some music on here, but I don't have any music prepared, and I thought I would just talk your ear off for a good 27 minutes. So I love these screenshots, and I actually am very proud of this build. So if you guys don't like it, I'm going to be so sad, honestly. I really hope you guys like it. I really put a lot of work in it, a lot of hours, and I really like these screenshots, which actually you've seen some of the teasers in my Twitter if you follow me on Twitter. And if you did not see those teasers because you do not follow me on Twitter, what are you doing with your life? Follow me on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a crap if you follow me on Twitter. But I think we're almost done the screenshots. Or no, we're not. There are like a million screenshots. I'm sorry, but I had a lot of fun taking these screenshots. I literally was like sitting there going around, and it gets really slow too when I take screenshots sometimes. Like I'll have to keep exiting out of like the picture taking mode, like screenshot taking mode. I'll have to keep exiting out of it and going back in and going back into the house, and it gets very irritating, so it takes a while. But I like some of these shots of the bathroom. As I said, modern bathroom. It doesn't completely go with the house, so I'm sorry about that, but I really like it. So I'm sorry if you don't, but I do, and it's my build. So there we go. Almost done. We're almost on the upstairs. We have the twins room. I definitely did it very tour-like. I try and stay really on track with my rooms when I go through, like, oh, you go up the stairs, this is the first room you go into, this is the second room, and then you go into the bathroom, and blah 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 blah. So, oh my god, we're almost done. So I'm gonna wrap this up. As usual, my name is Kat, and you guys definitely need to go check out Lacey's video. Go see her build, and I just realized one of those sinks disappeared. I'm sorry if that has disappeared in the upload to the gallery, but this is also in the gallery, and you can find it by searching the hashtag LaceyLovesSims or Catzilla Gaming. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little bee picture that I took. Go check out Lacey's channel. Go watch any of my other LPs. If you have any comments, I'd appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.